The physical being, the vital being, and the mental being each have their own characteristic mode of action, habits, and predilections. They also have created over time an interface that modifies the native action of each to accept some amount of influence and control by the other elements. Thus, we have seen that the vital being has gained substantial influence over the physical body and the mental action. And similarly, the mind has gained substantial ability to direct and guide the vital and the body. The body itself limits the action of the vital and mental aspects of the being with its own designated limits and constraints. When the psychic being begins to exert its influence and eventually control the actions of the body, life, and mind, a very similar process takes place. At first, it is an influence that modifies the native actions of the various parts of the being, while they continue to primarily follow their own characteristic lines of action and development. As the psychic influence grows, it begins to exercise more control, to the extent that it can begin to change the action of these other parts of the being within the framework of their limitations and capacities. The seeker can identify the psychic influence by the coloring it gives to the mind, vital and physical, to the extent that the movement is mixed with the elements of the lower nature. It will be subject to the action of those parts. The more powerfully the psychic is able to act, the more the seeker will experience the purity of the aspiration, devotion, self-giving without any of the dogmas, desires, or physical demands that accompany the mind, vital, and physical interaction. Sri Aurobindo notes, quote, "There is always a part of the mind, of the vital, of the body which is or can be influenced by the psychic. They can be called the psychic mental, the psychic vital, the psychic physical. According to the personality or the degree of evolution of each person, this part can be small or large, weak or strong, covered up and inactive, or prominent and in action. When it acts, the movements of the mind, vital or physical, accept the psychic motives or aims, partake of the nature of the psychic, or follow its aims, but with a modification in the manner which belongs to the mind, vital or physical. The psychic vital seeks after the divine, but it has a demand in its self-giving, desire, vital eagerness. The psychic has not, for the psychic has instead pure self-giving, aspiration, intensity of psychic fire. The psychic vital is subject to pain and suffering, which there is not in the psychic." End quote. Reference: Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, the Psychic Being, Soul, Its Nature, Mission, and Evolution, Section 1, Meaning and Nature of the Psychic Being, pages 20 to 21.